Hi, welcome to our podcast. I am Nicole Johnson,
And I'm A Bear, or you can call me Auntie Bear.
and we are here for our new podcast called Reconnecting with Our Inner Child. I'm so excited. We had a little pre talk about this, and I'm very excited to share with what we found. So, thank you.
Exciting. Yes. And I've brought my magical child with me. And this is La La, La La, La La, La La. And she's my little magical child. And and this is my just little buddy bear who is my inner child. And they're both here with me. I don't think you've met them before, Nicole. So hey, these are my little children. And
I have a bear as well. I need to go find him. I don't know where he's at. Um, After I left whatever, the 9 to 5, one of the sessions I had said, get a bear, because my inner child was so removed from me. And she suggested that I get a bear and I hold the bear and I talk to my inner child and I tell her it's okay to come out. I'm going to protect you. It's okay to, it's okay to to talk again.
Mhm.
Because I shut her down so much growing up and living in this 3D world. Yeah. So I'll share two resources real quick before we get started. There is a show on Gaia. It's called Healing the Inner Child Meditations to Heal Emotional Trauma with Francesca Dina. And there's also a Udemy course that I tried to take. I have taken a lot of inner child classes, so I just tried to refresh my memory. And I actually needed to stop in the middle because I just kept crying.
Oh,
And so this
oh.
was what a test that they have, and I guess I'll just say it and then we'll just see where we go from there. But these are 7 questions, 6 questions, and then a solution to help you identify, do you have some inner child work or do you have some inner child opportunities, right? Because everything that happens in you is a blessing, right? Even if it hurts. Yeah. So do you feel unloved? That's a question. And yeah, I have felt unloved recently. Do you are you constantly on a need for approval? I am. Do you have outbursts of anger unconsciously? Sadly, I do. Do you have repeat behavior? Keep calling in the same moments, the same people. Oh, kitty, kitty came. And that means your inner child is not healed and traumatized if you answered yes to any of those questions. And then Udemy says the first 7 years of your life is when your inner child apparently gets something. I don't know. And so the suggestion is that you need to address the needs of your inner child, communicate and integrate all the parts of not feeling loved. So how would you
Yeah.
do that? How would you suggest I communicate and integrate all the parts of not feeling loved?
You know, uh, you have your bear, and you that's a really good place to start. I was given this bear by when I was doing some work with my Aunt Susa, a shaman, who gave me this bear, and she says, "This is your inner child, and it's your job to love it, and to take care of it, and 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 just when you feel sad, find the joy in it, and to remother yourself, you know tell that tell your inner child that it's safe to be in this world. It's safe to show joy. It's safe to go out and play. um, it's safe to have fun, to speak your truth, to be authentic, right? Um, and you know, sometimes my bear goes with me when I go to the beach,
Oh,
you know. And I said, what kind of joy do we want to have today? What sounds like fun? And there's been times that I've been seen taking a hike with my bear sticking out of my backpack, or maybe kind of in front of me, you know, kind of like a wrapped like a child, you know, wrapped around you like I was carrying it around. Um, and and so when those feelings come up and you realize it and you become aware that that this is, you know, your inner child uh, that needs some loving. You know, some people say you got to work on your inner child. No, you got to love your inner child. You have to protect your inner child. You have to care for your inner child. And yeah, instead of hiding it way deep down
oh
inside.
damn, I shut mine down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, you know, we were raised in the same household. Of course, we saw things a little differently, but I think we both got the message that, you know, little girls are seen and not heard, you know. And so for years, I had no voice.
But
I,
what's weird is she would tell us, have a voice. You know what I mean?
I know.
You remember that? She would tell us, you have a voice. But don't ask me to take you to the beach. Don't ask me to take you to Girl Scouts. I feed you, I clothe you, and you rest, you figure it out. But have a voice.
Except for with her,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, yeah.
I just found my notes from the Udemy class. It said, yeah, reparent ourself and tell it it is safe physically, it is safe mentally. And then it said, meditate to relax, meditate to create a safe place, and basically connect to your inner child through meditation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Through meditation, you can connect to your inner child by writing, journaling, you know,
It's a good idea.
journaling, or what's that? Just automatic writing.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. You know, you do that for 20 minutes, and then you look at it and you go, oh, wow, where'd that come from? You know, that's a really good way to get in touch with your inner child.
yeah, I do this guy's Michael Sandler's automatic writing, and he's kind of structured. He has where you have to do like an invocation and a protection, and then you, after you say this whole thing, you have to write it. You can't say it. And I told him I wake up. By the time I write, thank you, Archangel Michael, thank you, thank you, God, for imbuing me, blah, blah, blah. I'm awake. And you want to be in the alpha or some sort of a right when you just wake up. You don't want to wake up. Like he said, even don't go pee, don't drink water, like wake up and immediately grab your journal. So he said, most people, I would say, no, you have to write it. But for you, you can say it. He said, I'll give you the exception. Because I told him once I write all this stuff, I'm awake. So he said,
Mm-hmm.
say it in my head. It's just like an invocation. Good morning, Archangel Michael. Good morning, Archangel Uriel. Good morning, higher self. Good morning, light workers. Good morning, spirit guides, and anyone here for my highest good and highest good of all. I think that's kind of like does a protection prayer, and then he has
Mm-hmm.
you do an invocation. But this isn't a Mike Sandler show, so I'll stop. But maybe, and then he gives you three questions: Who am I? Uh, what do I need to know today? And what's my single-minded purpose? And you write those three things. And strangely, Bear, the first time I did automatic writing, I got shit. I got stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got, we are so proud of you. We da, 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 we love you. You're here for so much, blah, blah, blah. And I was surprised. I went back and I asked him, I said, I think I was ego. And he's like, was it talking down to you? Was it telling you you're F full of stuff? I said, no.
Mm-hmm.
That was automatic writing.
Mhm. That that was spirit, pure
But I never
spirit.
would have said that. I never would have said, "Oh, you're a blessing to this earth," or I never would have said that. My ego would have not allowed that.
Well, that's your ego jumping in saying, "Oh no, no, I don't allow that. That can't be real, right? Right? Don't want to
Oh,
get your hopes up." I mean, ego's a good thing.
true, true,
You
true.
know, ego's great, and ego's there to protect you, and you know is there to protect your inner child, and so it's not that ego's bad. It's just that ego's going to step in, and you got to say, "Oh, hi, ego. I hear you." And I don't I'm driving right now. I don't need your protection. But come along for the ride, and we can hang out together, without ego having to jump in front of the moving car. No, or mom's arm, when she hit the brakes.
You know what he did say? He did say last class to do an ego dump. I don't remember
Oh.
when. I don't know if it's before. I think it's like just randomly throughout the day, just like, all right, ego, I'm going to give you a voice. And he says, but you have to burn it. You just let ego, whatever it wants to say, you dumb, whatever. And then you're like, okay, ego, thank you for keeping me safe. But none of that is true. And
Mm-hmm.
you burn it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't kick ego. You don't, oh, ego. Supposedly, if you're mean to ego, I've heard they get louder.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just like when you lock away your inner child. They're going to pound on that door eventually and stick their head up and be angry. Angry. I would be angry if I was locked away. You lock away ego, it's going to be angry. So instead, um, you know, pull it up, pull it out, make friends with it, right?
So that's the outburst of anger, unconscious. That's my inner child.
Mm-hmm.
Like that story I
Mm-hmm.
was telling you before we started, nobody wanted to go to the beach with me today. And yesterday I got really mad and I yelled at my husband and, it wasn't kind. And then this morning I woke up and I said, I don't need anybody to go to the beach with me. I have a car, I have a chair, I have a boombox, and I just went by myself. And the energy in this house is so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
What beautiful awareness, that bringing that awareness around to yesterday you were angry, you were sad, is what I heard,
I know.
and all those feelings came up. Um, and this morning you woke up aware that I want to go to the beach. I can go to the beach. Nothing's stopping it,
Yeah.
right? Nothing's stopping you. Or I will speak for myself. Nothing's stopping me from having joy except for me and my perception that I need other people to come along for the ride or provide it, right? Yeah.
It was almost like I was waiting for their permission to
Mm-hmm.
go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's so easy to blame other people or their circumstances for our not feeling joy or happiness, right? Um,
Because then you don't have to do any work.
yeah.
You don't have to do any work. If you can blame other people, then you you can sit there. I don't want to say that fat, dumb, and happy because I know we hate that saying, but you can just sit there and be fat, dumb, and happy and be like, they're the ones that are making me sad.
And that's victim,
Yeah.
you know, and that's victim.
And then your inner child just goes and runs and hides. Oh, I want none of this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Until it gets angry, it gets sad, it's hungry for joy. Yeah. hungry to play, hungry to be hangry, you know, hangry for attention, hangry to be seen and loved and brought out. Yeah.
I had a session once with a numerologist, and she became a really good friend of mine, even though I paid her. She's like, I just love you. I just want to get to know you. I want to be in your circle. And she literally called me a couple times and we just talked for like a couple hours for free, never to even charge me. But the first session, she said she was in a tunnel and she heard my inner child just sobbing. It was like we were in a cave and we were walking and she just heard like this child sobbing and she just kept telling me, you need to find joy, you need to find joy. And she's the one that planted the jewelry idea. She said, I don't know what you can do, I see you working with your hands, maybe you do some jewelry. And I was like, you know what, I just bought, so I was on Craigslist, and this I just bought this lady's, I have like 20 boxes of beads and crystals,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know what to do with them. She's like, I think you need to make jewelry. And I started making jewelry and I started doing live videos. Just, oh my gosh, look at this jewelry I made. And I was like a little kid in a candy store. Because when you make it, it looks ugly on the back. But then when you turn it, when you take it out of the mold, you could see the pearl and it's beautiful. It's like Christmas every day. And so she was like, she saw one of my lives. She's like, girl, you need to start selling those. And so, but then I got caught up in life and quit doing it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's a good
Mm-hmm.
question. If people who are watching, what brings you joy? And if you do it, that'll bring your inner child out to play, right?
You know what brings me joy?
What brings you joy?
Bubbles. Bubbles, blowing bubbles, just bubbles.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those guys make the big bubbles with the string and the big, huge bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kari, that
Mm-hmm.
would be so cool if you could do that at Sundance while you're dancing.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, all right.
But yeah, there's a definitely a time and a place for that. Well, listen to me, putting my little my inner child. There's a time and a place for that. No, there's always time and place for that. Always, because there's only now. There's only the present moment. So if I want to blow bubbles, I want to blow bubbles, right? Make bubbles.
Oh,
And if I want to just dance and sing, if I hear a good song and I start dancing, I do that at work sometimes. I like to play a little music when I'm at work, and I have patients coming through, and and a couple times, a good song will come on. I'll start dancing. Patient will start, bopping a little bit, you know, and then our inner children are out playing with each other, you know, and it feels good. It feels really good. It's very magical.
I know I love to dance and I love to sing and I don't do it enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like that. So bubbles. So I think dancing and singing is my joy too. My 40th birthday, we went dancing and I danced so much. My entire body hurt the next day. I was like every muscle. I didn't even know I had muscles down there. I was like, that would be a really good aerobic fun thing where you just dance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I tried Zumba and I don't like Zumba. Zumba, it's too complicated. So, but I like that.
You know what is fun? I know we have it here locally is ecstatic dance,
Oh,
and it starts. It's based on the on a wave where it starts out slow and then it gets to a peak and then it comes back down, and it's like, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, I think. And people just dance their it's there's no, like, you got to show off or anything. You just let the music move you, like a child. Children just dance. Children, Ask questions. Children sing, make up songs. I love making up songs. I love playing hopscotch. I love being a child. Um, I love integrating my magical child into my everyday life. It makes my everyday life magical, absolutely magical. And I also love my wounded child, that wounded child who did not feel safe. And I don't I don't now I have awareness around the fact that I don't get angry at the reasons why my wounded child had to hide. I honor my wounded child because everything that the wounded child is a part of who I am today, has brought me to who I am today, and I honor that. And in honoring it, I heal it
Mm,
because I send love to it. What's honoring something? You're loving something. You're loving that part of you instead of regretting the things you didn't do. You just give space and honor and love, adore, adore. I think that's something that I've always looked for in my life, is to be adored.
me too.
I never thought about that until right now.
Too.
And I adore me. And I know that spirit adores me. Spirit, God, whatever term you use there. I
That
I yeah.
I got that from my kids when they were children, when they were because they adored, your mom is everything.
Mhm.
I got that from my husband, I think, when we first got married and when I was bringing in money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now that's not happening. Neither is the adoring. Huh.
Yeah. So then, if for me, I can adore myself.
We don't need other people to give us a permission to adore.
No. And when I adore myself, I that energy ripples out, and people feel it. And
Kitty kitty.
not just, I know he's talking, he's quite talkative right now.
I like
Um but and so it's that feeling ripples out, like when I bring out my magical child, it ripples out and it gives people permission to bring their magical children out, right? And permission to just love on yourself, love life. um yeah.
I was listening to a podcast, I think it was yesterday. I don't know who, but they were saying that's how we're going to elevate to the 5D
Mhm.
is by each individual person walking into the room and being the light.
That's it.
Because you can be in 5D, and I think I go back and forth. Some days I can think I'm in 5D, and then I go down to 3D, like literally like that. But they were saying is like, we can't, come on, everybody, come with us to 5D. Like, we have to just walk the walk and be the talk. And then that light, they said it was like we said before, pebble and the ripples, the I actually wrote a picture of it. And then the waves of the water, the pebble in the water. I don't know the word, the vibrations.
Yeah.
It'll light up.
Yeah. And that pebble does not pay attention to that the ripples. And well, did anybody feel that? Did that change anybody's life?
Don't even know
No,
it's there. They're just
that pebble has some has its own path,
right.
you know? Exactly. Exactly. And so if we're not so tied up in or caught up in how, is are we changing everybody, anybody, is anybody getting it, is oh gosh, just the other day I kept wondering, am I doing enough?
Yes.
Am I making enough difference in other people's? And that in itself took me away from just continuing to do, because continuing to do and be authentic and walk my walk and talk my talk, right, and follow my joy is making a difference. I don't have to worry that I'm not making a difference.
That was baggage. That was, am I doing enough to
Yeah.
please the external?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it says. Let go of past baggage and relive the old stories in your head. Relife. I don't know. I probably wrote that wrong. And just re say the story in your head. Now that was when I was that was a long time ago when I sought external approval. Not today.
you, you know what I find helpful for me is is a practice called Ho'oponopono. And I'm not Polynesian. I'm not qualified to teach it. Um, but I will say that I practice it, and it's when those old stories come up and those old memories come up. And a lot of times, just my to I do this with my inner child. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you, and thank you so much. And I do this over and over and over again. And I always start with myself. When a memory comes up, even if it's my memory is reflective of someone, my hurt feelings, or other pain or a wrongdoing. But I always start with myself, and it's not because I feel like I did something wrong. The practice of this practice, a Ho'oponopono, is which is a Hawaiian practice, is it's healing. It's it's for me, it's loving kindness. It's sending that heart energy out to that memory, to that old story, to the person, to myself. And loving kindness, or metta, is a practice of just, it's a healing practice of love, sending love, you know.
So you just say, for
And,
people who don't know, you just say those four sentences to yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And then I just came to me when you were talking. It brings you to the present. Because when you're worried about, oh, damn, whatever happened yesterday, when I cried, I'm feeling that again. No, when you say Hopono Ono, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, I'm
ho'opono ho'opon
Ho'opono Ono. Say it again.
ho'opono I'm
Uno.
so sorry, now I just can't. Ho'opono, yeah.
Yeah,
The I'm sorry, please forgive me,
I
I
love you.
love
Thank you.
you, and
I
thank you.
think it's bringing you to the present when you
Yes.
when you stop and you say, "I'm sorry." You're like, "Oh yeah." You're almost like talking to your inner child. I'm sorry that I'm bringing up the past. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And I've also done this to reconnect with people that don't I don't get along with. I did this a lot to cut cords with someone I won't mention right now, but you know. Um,
Ah,
and it's been very helpful because I used to carry guilt for not helping that person live the beautiful life that we have, the joyful. My way, sucker. No. Oh, okay. I know you don't want to go too long, but this was really important. I want you to say whatever comes to your mind. But what I just have in my notes here is by why is your inner child work so important? By acknowledging and addressing your unmet needs and your
mhm,
emotional wounds from childhood. Your inner child can help you from that past trauma and develop a stronger self. It can improve your relationships. Maybe I won't cry as much when people don't want to go to the beach with me. It increased your self-worth and confidence because I went today by myself and had a beautiful time.
yeah.
This little guy came over. He had this cute little puppy, and he came over, and I guess her bone was left in my area, and I got to pet this beautiful puppy. She had beautiful green eyes, and I made like friends. I think people over here were like having a barbecue, and they're like, "Come over and eat," and I'm like, "No, I have to listen to this book. I was reading a book." And then this guy came over with his dog, much younger than me. I'm sure not flirting with me, just wanting me to meet his dog. And I was putting up this like shade thingy and it was really windy. He said, "Can I help you?" And it was just amazing. So
Mm,
yeah, but it can help you with increased self-worth and self-confidence. And it literally today I connected with my inner child. I said, "Hey Nikki," because that's what I call her, Nikki. So when I was a kid, I went by Nikki, and now I'm Nicole. I said, "Hey Nikki, we're gonna go to the beach today." And she was so excited.
mhm.
So next time I'm gonna bring my stuffed animal too. I think so. Bring my stuffed animal. And I'm in
Right.
California, so no one's gonna say anything if I'm sitting here rocking the stuffed animal. I think I might do that too. Just hold her.
Yeah. 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 And who cares if anybody says anything or thinks anything? That's 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 their wounds coming up, right? That's their programming coming up. Um, and if they see somebody else doing it, and maybe they'll see someone else doing it, it starts to something starts to resonate. If it, something kind of starts to change in them, it's like, oh, well, maybe that's not so strange. But and again, that's their stuff. That's definitely their stuff, and you were doing your stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then it says here, engage in activities that spark joy, which we
Mm-hmm.
talked about that. Create a self and nurturing environment. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just make a place in my backyard
Mm-hmm.
that's where I could dance or something. Yeah. And then it does say, and I do have to say this, if you're struggling to heal your inner child on your own, it does say seek professional support. There actually is therapy called inner child therapy. It's a structured approach to inner therapy and it works with all therapists. So that's just the disclaimer. This is just Aber and Nicole's way that have pulled us out of the muck.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said something a few minutes ago about maybe I won't cry, so much. Well, it's okay. I For me, it's okay that I cry. And oftentimes when I cry, it's such a release. It's such a when I don't hold it back, I just cry and I allow the emotions to come up. And it's like opening doors and letting out that wounded child to give them a space to cry if they need to. And then I cry for joy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry. Sometimes someone will look at me and say, well, why are you crying? I says, I'm feeling. I am allowing myself to feel in the moment, authentically, you know, and without self-judgment and without guilt. Yeah, just letting it out, letting it go. And then, laugh when I feel like laughing, you know? Yeah. So yeah.
I just felt bad because I'm the mom, and not that I'm crying in front of my kids, but you just have to hold it together. You have to be like this.
Well, I gotta be authentic. And I fully hear and respect exactly what you're saying. I get that. Um, you know, being responsible, being the adult, being the one who doesn't have any fun, being the the
Yeah.
the the one who has to, tell everybody that that mm, keep everybody in line. Um, and yeah, yeah. And now I'm just me, and I love me, and yeah, love that pieces and parts of me that have made me who I am. Because what matters is not what happened in the past. What matters for me is who I am today, who I am in this moment, and the next moment, and the next moment, and the next, right? But oh, there I am when I'm saying the next and the next. I'm going into the future. Now, right here, right now, and right here, right now. I I choose awareness and and having the awareness to know that when my inner child is wanting to get out, or my wounded child is starting to retreat, down into the basement, down into the dark
And
closet
dark
inside,
chicken and sob. Yeah.
you know and having that awareness to go, I love you, I'm here for you, you know when you're ready, come on out, let's go, sing a song, let's make up a song, let's go for a walk on the beach, let's go, find chase butterflies.
Let's go dance in our sacred space. Let's our
Yes,
sacred space. And
that's it.
remember when you were a kid, you would say, "Hey, you want to play?" You go to the playground, and they'd say, "No." Okay. You just go to the next kid. "Hey, you
Uh-huh.
want to play?" "No." Okay. Next kid. That's what I want to be like. I want to go back to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to go to the beach today? No. Okay. Want to go to the beach today? No. All right, cool. That was just goodbye.
And what about, if someone comes to you and says, you want to do this, and you say no, a kid will tell us the truth. No, I don't want to do that right now, without feeling guilty that you're hurting someone's feelings,
Oh, I like that. I
you
like
know,
that a lot. Yeah,
you
because
know,
I'll say yes and then I'll get mad. Like they'll want me to do something. Okay, I'll do it. And then, well, you didn't go to the beach with me. Yeah.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, my happiness is not reliant upon other people. And the more I take responsibility for my own joy, the more people have joy around me,
I like that.
But I'm not doing it for them.
Mm-mm.
No, No.
Well, our giving hearts, we're giving hearts. I think mom raised us to care about other people.
Hmm.
Oh, I think she always said that.
Oh, yes.
And so I think that's ingrained in us. But you're right. We just need to be the light that brings us joy. And if other people like it, great. And if you don't, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trans transmutation, taking taking pain or painful memories or potentially painful situation, and just sending love and peace to it, to trans and joy, to transmute it a into a, a different vibration, to a higher vibration. Yes.
I've also been, before I go to bed, I ask my higher self to help me with something that I'm struggling with. And then lately, I've been asking for my inner child to come out, that it's okay to come out. Come visit me in my
Mm-hmm.
dreams. Yeah.
Oh, what a great thing. Asking your inner child to bring you a dream.
Come to visit me in my dreams. I
Yeah.
want to add to my automatic writing my own question. What does my inner child want to do today?
Ah, I love it.
What does
I
that
love it.
child want to do today?
Yeah.
It could be just dancing in my backyard. Do
I love it.
you have
I,
anything else, sister? This has been a great talk. I could talk for more on this. I just,
so can I, but I think we've been talking for a while.
yeah, oh yeah. I love you very much. This was a really fun. We had a few notes, but I think I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I hope you did too, whoever's watching. Um, this is our podcast called Enable to Rise. And our tagline, at least for now, until we change it, is you are enabled to rise. You just have to stand. And this is Nicole Johnson. And
And this is A Bear.
and we'll see you next time. Anything else?
Take care.
I love you.
Follow your joy.
Follow your joy.